as you try to figure out the impossible task of juggling work and family. And you hear over and over and over again that you just need a lot of help, or you just need to be organized, or you just need to try a little bit harder. As a very successful woman, a single mother of 3 who constantly gets asked the question, how do you do it all? For once, I'm going to answer that question with 100% honesty here for you now. Because it's just us, because it's our fireside chat, because somebody has to tell you the truth. Shonda, how do you do it all? The answer is this: I don't. Whenever you see me somewhere succeeding in one area of my life, that almost certainly means I am failing in another area of my life. If I am killing it on a scandal script for work, I am probably missing bath and story time at home. If I'm at home sewing my kids' Halloween costumes, I'm probably blowing off a rewrite I was supposed to turn in. If I'm accepting a prestigious award, I'm missing my baby's first swim lesson. If I'm at my daughter's debut in her school musical, I am missing Sandra Oh's last scene ever being filmed at Grey's Anatomy. If I am succeeding at one, I am inevitably failing at the other. That is the trade-off. That is the Faustian bargain one makes with the devil that comes with being a powerful working woman who is also a powerful mother. You never feel 100% okay. You never get your sea legs. You're always a little nauseous. Something is always lost. Something is always missing. And yet, I want my daughters to see me and know me as a woman who works. I want that example set for them. I like how proud they are when they come to my offices and know that they come to Shonda Land. There is a land, and it is named after their mother. In their world, mothers run companies. In their world, mothers own Thursday nights. In their world, mothers work. And I am a better mother for it. The woman I am because I get to run Shonda Land, because I get to write all day, because I get to spend my days making things up. That woman is a better person and a better mother because that woman is happy. That woman is fulfilled. That woman is whole. I wouldn't want them to know the me who didn't get to do this all day long. Wouldn't want them to get to know the me who wasn't doing. So lesson number 3 is that anyone who tells you they're doing it all perfectly is a liar. I spent a lot of time, and a lot of people spend a lot of time, thinking of all the things they want to do and talking about it. But the idea that you're not actually doing anything to get to where you want to go, you're waiting for some sort of big magical moment or some door to open or some interesting, illuminating thing to happen, is very different from the hard day-to-day slogging through step by step. I'm going to climb this ladder. Here's an opportunity. I'm going to run for it. Any little small moment. Oh, they want me, I want to be a writer. Somebody wants me to be an intern at their production company. I will go do that. Somebody wants me to go, work at this job. I will do that. Oh, I'm going to go work at this sort of awful job because it's going to pay the bills so I can write at night. Well, I'm going to do that because that's a way to get where I want to go. People don't want to do those things because they think that they're waiting for their big break. And I think that hard work and being a doer and taking every opportunity that comes your way, whether or not it seems like the most amazing one, is the way to go. The idea now to me that I wanted to be Toni Morrison seems very sad, really, because you're right, Toni Morrison's not giving up her job. Toni Morrison's busy being Toni Morrison. That job opening is not available. And it sort of led me to being more authentically me, actually, by really just sort of finding a path that was like, here's an opening, I'm going to go for that. And that's how I discovered writing and television, and that's how I discovered, what kind of writing fit me.
Yeah, because you didn't expect to do this when you were at Dartmouth.
No, and let me tell you, I tried to write a novel, like a really intricate Toni Morrison-esque novel, and it is terrible. I am not Toni Morrison, but this feels right to me, and when I started writing television, it felt like, oh, this is what I should have been doing all my life. It was like a light bulb went off. So a while ago, I tried an experiment. For 1 year, I would say yes to all the things that scared me. Anything that made me nervous, took me out of my comfort zone, I forced myself to say yes to. Did I want to speak in public? No, but yes. Did I want to be on live TV? No, but yes. Did I want to try acting? No, but yes, yes, yes. And a crazy thing happened. The very act of doing the thing that scared me undid the fear. Made it not scary. My fear of public speaking, my social anxiety, poof, gone. It's amazing the power of one word. Yes changed my life. Yes changed me. But there was one particular yes that affected my life in the most profound way, in a way I never imagined. And it started with a question from my toddler. I I have these three amazing daughters, Harper, Beckett, and Emerson. And Emerson's a toddler who inexplicably refers to everyone as honey, as though she's a Southern waitress. Honey, I'm gonna need some milk from my sippy cup. The Southern waitress asked me to play with her one evening when I was on my way somewhere, and I said yes. And that yes was the beginning of a new way of life for my family. I made a vow that from now on, every time one of my children asks me to play, no matter what I'm doing or where I'm going, I say yes, every single time. Almost. I'm not perfect at it, but I try hard to practice it, and it's had a magical effect on me, on my children, on our family. But it's also had a stunning side effect, and it wasn't until recently that I fully understood it, that I understood that saying yes to playing with my children likely saved my career. See, I have what most people would call a dream job. I'm a writer, I imagine, I make stuff up for a living. Dream job. No, I'm a titan. Dream job. I create television, I executive produce television, I make television, a great deal of television. In one way or another, this TV season, I'm responsible for bringing about 70 hours of programming to the world. 4 television programs, 70 hours of TV, 3 shows in production at a time, sometimes 4. Each show creates hundreds of jobs that didn't exist before. The budget for one episode of network television can be anywhere from $3 to $6 million, let's just say 5. A new episode made every 9 days times 4 shows, so every 9 days, that's $20 million worth of television, 4 television programs, 70 hours of TV, 3 shows in production at a time, sometimes 4, 16 episodes going on at all times. 24 episodes of Grace, 21 episodes of Scandal, 15 episodes of How to Get Away with Murder, 10 episodes of The Catch. That's 70 hours of TV, that's $350 million for a season. In America, my television shows air back to back to back on Thursday night. Around the world, my shows air 256 territories and 67 languages for an audience of 30 million people. My brain is global. And 45 hours of that 70 hours of TV are shows I personally created and not just produced. So on top of everything else, I need to find time, real, quiet, creative time to gather my fans around the campfire and tell my stories. 4 television programs, 70 hours of TV, 3 shows in production at a time, sometimes 4, $350 million, campfires burning all over the world. You know who else is doing that? Nobody. So like I said, I'm a titan, dream job. Now, I don't tell you this to impress you. I tell you this because I know what you think of when you hear the word writer. I tell you this so that all of you out there who work so hard, whether you run a company or a country or a classroom or a store or a home, take me seriously when I talk about working. So you'll get that I don't peck at a computer and imagine all day. So you'll hear me when I say that I understand that a dream job is not about dreaming. It's all job, all work, all reality, all blood, all sweat, no tears. I work a lot, very hard, and I love it. When I am hard at work, when I am deep in it, there is no other feeling. For me, my work is at all times building a nation out of thin air. It is manning the troops, it is painting a canvas, it is hitting every high note, it is running a marathon, it is being Beyonce. And it is all of those things at the same time. I love working. It is creative and mechanical and exhausting and exhilarating and hilarious and disturbing and clinical and maternal and cruel and judicious. And what makes it all so good is the hum. There is some kind of shift inside me when the work gets good. A hum begins in my brain, and it grows, and it grows, and that hum sounds like the open road, and I could drive it forever. And a lot of people, when I try to explain the hum, they assume that I'm talking about the writing, that my writing brings me joy, and don't get me wrong, it does. But the hum, it wasn't until I started making television that I started working and making and building and creating and collaborating that I discovered this thing, this buzz, this rush, this hum. The hum is more than writing. The hum is action and activity. The hum is a drug. The hum is music. The hum is light and air. The hum is God's whisper right in my ear. And when you have a hum like that, you can't help but strive for greatness. That feeling, you can't help but strive for greatness at any cost. That's called the hum. Or maybe it's called being a workaholic. Maybe it's called genius. Maybe it's called ego. Maybe it's just fear of failure. I don't know. I just know that I'm not built for failure, and I just know that I love the hum. I just know that I want to tell you I'm a Titan, and I know that I don't want to question it. But here's the thing. The more successful I become, the more shows, the more episodes, the more barriers broken, the more work there is to do. The more balls in the air, the more eyes on me, the more history stares, the more expectations there are. The more I work to be successful, the more I need to work. And what did I say about work? I love working, right? The nation I'm building, the marathon I'm running, the troops, the canvas, the high note, the hum, the hum, the hum. I like that hum. I love that hum. I need that hum. I am that hum. Am I nothing but that hum? And then the hum stopped. Overworked, overused, overdone, burned out. The hum stopped. Now, my 3 daughters are used to the truth that their mother is a single working Titan. Harper tells people, my mom won't be there, but you can text my nanny. And Emerson says, honey, I'm wanting to go to Shonda Land. They're children of a Titan. They're baby Titans. They were 12, 3, and 1 when the hum stopped. The hum of the engine died. I stopped loving work. I couldn't restart the engine. The hum would not come back. My hum was broken. I was doing the same things I always did, all the same Titan work. 15-hour days, working straight through the weekends, no regrets, never surrender. A Titan never sleeps, a Titan never quits. Full hearts, clear eyes, yada, whatever. But there was no hum. Inside me was silence. 4 television programs, 70 hours of TV, 3 shows in production at a time, sometimes 4. 4 television programs, 70 hours of TV, 3 shows in production at a time, sometimes 4. I was the perfect Titan. I was a Titan you could take home to your mother. All the colors were the same, and I was no longer having any fun. And it was my life. It was all I did. I was the hum, and the hum was me. So what do you do when the thing you do, the work you love, starts to taste like dust? Now, I know somebody's out there thinking, cry me a river, stupid writer Titan lady. But you know, you do. If you make, if you work, if you love what you do, being a teacher, being a banker, being a mother, being a painter, being Bill Gates, if you simply love another person, if that gives you the hum, if you know the hum, if you know what the hum feels like, if you've been to the hum, when the hum stops, who are you? What are you? What am I? Am I still a Titan? If the song of my heart ceases to play, can I survive in the silence? And then my Southern waitress toddler asks me a question. I'm on my way out the door, I'm late, and she says, Mama, want to play? And I'm just about to say no when I realize 2 things. 1, I'm supposed to say yes to everything. And 2, my Southern waitress didn't call me honey. She's not calling everyone honey anymore. When did that happen? I'm missing it, being a Titan and mourning my hum, and here she is changing right before my eyes. And so she says, Mama, want to play? And I say yes. There's nothing special about it. We play, and we're joined by her sisters, and there's a lot of laughing, and I give a dramatic reading from the book, Everybody Poops. Nothing out of the ordinary. And yet, it is extraordinary because in my pain and my panic, in the homelessness of my humlessness, I have nothing to do but pay attention. I focus. I am still. The nation I'm building, the marathon I'm running, the troops, the canvas, the high note, does not exist. All that exists are sticky fingers and gooey kisses and tiny voices and crayons and that song about letting go of whatever it is that frozen girl needs to let go of. It's all peace and simplicity. The air is so rare in this place for me that I can barely breathe. I can barely believe I'm breathing. Play is the opposite of work. And I am happy. Something in me loosens, a door in my brain swings open, and a rush of energy comes, and it's not instantaneous, but it happens. It does happen. I feel it.
a hum creeps back. Not at full volume, barely there. It's quiet and I have to stay very still to hear it, but it is there. Not the hum, but a hum. And now I feel like I know a very magical secret. Well, let's not get carried away. It's just love. That's all it is.